Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the new format of the breakfast show, Trade with TradeVSA. I hope my message find you well and good. But before we get down to the nitty-gritty, let me just do the little bit of administration of the Facebook, do a bit of sharing here and there, and really appreciate if you can also do very similar. Unlike the old format that we used to do, this is a completely brand new of a show that taught by our team, and we want to bring it to you, not so much of the everyday trading idea, but a little bit twist from the aspect of it. So meanwhile, I'm doing all this sharing and so forth. Really appreciate if you could share our video in your timeline so more people can enjoy what we are basically doing in here. So thank you again. So I just want to make sure my distribution are coming in to you nicely, and I do hope that some of you are really getting into the thick of things with the market doing now. This morning, this market seems to be trading pretty well, and I'm just sort of doing a bit of sharing in here and make sure everything goes according to what I have on my computer in here. All right, apologize for the delay because it is definitely a new format, but I can guarantee you right now the way we are doing it will be so much different as we are looking in another aspect about all the trading in here. I've been doing something that in my heart for a long time, and I felt this is very timely right now to bring you this special show that my team TradeVSA will be producing. And I do hope that in the whole process, all of us will learn something about our market, being an educator provider in here. And I do hope this is part and parcel what is really important is the things that we do over at TradeVSA in here. Now, many of you may have known the usual show that we've been doing, which is the breakfast show will still continue on Monday and Wednesday, but just that Friday we want to do a bit of a twist. And of course, the Wednesday night session is still on. Sunday night we at 8:30 we still have my coaches, coach Fu does come in, and then Monday will be Zach, and we have Thursday night. That's right, Thursday night last night will be Coach Arif. So all in all, you will get a chance to see many of our trader having to do this presentation in here that you can be eventually pretty proud of what are the things that we do. And of course, for those of you who have signed up our 11/11 sale, thank you for your support and thank you for coming and joining us in here. We definitely want to put you to a new experience of how we train the trader in here. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few more sharing and do appreciate you can sharing. Now in here, let me just share a few more, okay, in my timeline. All right, which is, I do find it very important. So you're going to get on to the things that we see in here, okay. Now, of course, this is a very interactive show that we are planning in here. We welcome any suggestion how we should go forward with the current episode that we're doing, so we can get more involvement from the fellow members who've been with us, knowing this journey in here. Some of you have been following us for a while but haven't become a member yet. No worries. We also hope that you are able to find some of the teaching that we do here are rather really interesting and so forth. Okay, and let me just see, I got everything settled in here. Yep, I think we can go on with our breakfast show, and do share this in your timeline. Really appreciate and so forth. Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the new format that we have, Trade with TradeVSA, our breakfast show every Friday 10:15 in here. Of course, you can definitely follow us also on Telegram, TradeVSA, at Trading Idea TradeVSA, but I think many of you would have known that. Now, one of the things that we want to go forward is really exploring the power of TradeVSA 360 in here, and that's part and parcel what we really want to do in this program in here. Of course, we also want to share that disclaimer that we have, so a lot of things that we talk about in here are subjected to education, and I do hope that there are risks involved in the stock market. But all in all, I want to make sure that many of you are entertained, at least in the process of learning a very good in here. So So it begins. What we have here is definitely some of you may aware of. I've been doing a bit of promotion on the Telegram and social media about the TradeVSA Turtle Trader, completing the journey, episode 1, called The Farm. So we are right at this first episode in here, and I'm going to tell you about a story of two gentlemen. Some of you may heard of him before and definitely are aware of them in here. Is these two old men that you see on top in here. Now, who are they? Have you seen these two old men before? They are no other than Richard Dennis and Eckhart, Mr. Eckhart. So two of these persons were actually really talking about whether trader, right, are born or trader can be taught. Now, there are many stories on this turtle trader. When I was young, many of you, just like learning the ropes, right, I also fall into the same trap like many of you done. I listen to tips, and I do know many of you did even comment to me this round or last round you listened to some Facebook sifu and blogger and lost a lot of money also on rubber glove. And very similar, that happened to me in the 1980s, right, in the 80s. So you probably know how old I am, right? So it's part and parcel of learning. So I just want to share my journey and the journey of these two gentlemen that you see in here. So Mr. Richard Dennis said that, look, if anyone want to learn, to be educated, to be a trader, they can. And there's a way to do that. So now these two pictures were more recent. I think this is also 10 years ago. And the story is also featured on the market visit. Okay, just check out the market visit on the YouTube. A lot of very good education in here. And I said before to many of our trader, it's important that you read up and be found of many other opportunity. The worst thing can ever happen to anyone is that they shut down their mind and they don't read, then they just listen to tips, right? And that's what happened last year in rubber glove. But we don't want that to happen. We want many of you who are listener in here to able to be educated and make a judge. So the story goes on these two gentlemen in here, and what they did was they talk about recruiting, right, a group of people which have no knowledge in the business. Because a lot of people in the financial story always talk about in here, oh, if you want to join the financial industry, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I believe that. I seriously believe. Now, many of you would have known I started off as a system engineer in computer science, and that's why we have the TradeVSA in here, a wonderful company, a great team to work, and many of our member here was truly supporting our TradeVSA in here. So this is the part that why we decided to go in. So the story goes about turning to people with normal skill. But remember, in the 80s, we do not have those kind of information, and I was not aware of the turtle trader not until the 1990s or early 2000s. So at that time, people said, if you want to come in industry, you want to be a great investor, right? You can never do it. You must give it the money to the professional. Right. So I also believe the same thing. At that time, to me, my greatest idol was Warren Buffett. And as such that they said, in order to do this, you must learn. So because I graduated as an engineer, and what that means? That means that you don't have a finance degree, you cannot make it in the world of investment. So I went and did a master business administration, and guess what? I got a distinction too, right? I got an MBA in finance management. I wrote a thesis. My supervisor at that time was the late, Majid Saleh, which is the Bursa Malaysia CEO. And he actually reviewed my thesis on investment management. But that was in the past, that almost 20, 30 years ago. That was my foray into the world of investment. So I thought that in order to be successful, just like what you see in the trader in here, you need to learn all about the financial, get a CFA, and so on and so forth. And yet, many people nowadays wanted to go into investment, right? They take up a CFA. But I think what's more important is having an open mind, like many of you who are doing the open mind too. So the story goes along in here. So what has happened is Richard Dennis and on in here put out a small ad. Now take notice of the year. That was in 1984, right? Again, many of you may have heard of this story. And of course, for our masterclass, this is definitely a good revisit, something we talk about on day 2. So in this session in here, Richard Dennis, which is a C&D commodity, they are accepting the position of commodity futures trader to expand that group of trader. And as I said before, many of the money that I have, I cannot manage it. So what I want to do is also contract and it out to someone to manage this money in here. And very similar is they will be trained and trade solely for Mr. Dennis. And they are not allowed to train futures for themselves. Trader will be paid a percentage of their trading profit and allowed for a small draw. Now, no experience is needed, there's a say in here, and but what's more important is you must like trading and enjoy trading in here. So applicants send in their resume in here, and I think many of you will know about that story, right? There were some great traders came in here, but more on that on the later episode in here. But just want to tell you that anyone can be a trader, right? I took the most difficult way of being a trader investor, and I took the educational way. And guess what? When I first came out, I become a value investor. Man, I can tell you I lost big time. Then only later I found out about smart money and about Tom Williams. I think you heard that story before, which I talk about many times in Zoom, right? So so that's always been my kind of story, is why the turtle trader. So going forward, and this always been my my wish to train a group of turtle traders, emulate what they say. And I truly believe that without a degree, without a lot of knowledge in the stock market, you can be successful if and only if you are open, and just like the Richard Dennis turtle trader, right? Because they want to grow the trader like what they did in Singapore in here. Many of you can also be that too. Now I already seen some already is asking about how to become a turtle trader in here. Unfortunately, you need to go to some of the basic training, and of course if you are a masterclass member, you are eligible to apply for it, but we'll go through the whole process. And again, this show is about turtle trader completing their journey. As I asked before, how many of you have started your journey to learn about trading, or you are still continue to struggle year in, year out, really failing to make that? Have you made a change to begin new? I know some people is asking me about opinion about gold, but set aside, more important, this Friday breakfast show is about completing the journey for our masterclass member. And many of you have been following me for a fair while. I've been talking about my masterclass since I started back in 2008, but even before that I have trained thousands and thousands of people way back in 2009, and many of you know me from the days with Bill Wilmine doing that kind of training. So we have adequate enough of candidates that can do this, but the question is the current mentorship and the tools that they have. Many of them people, after coming to our masterclass, eventually they left off because they don't have the kind of tendency to follow a system, or they tend to be persuaded, or many of them are looking for shortcut. And that's really a reflection of what it is in life, right? We all have our own sets of goals, and partly this is all the things that I've been talking about. Many of you can be that, and the only thing is the coaching and mentoring. So what is going to be happening in here is that we will go through a process of selecting these people here, right? It can be you, can be a woman in here, right? So this is the first of our many episodes. So we talk about the farm earlier. So the farm is just like what Richard Dennis did, right? They grow the turtle trader, and we already incubated a farm. We have many of hundreds and hundreds of our masterclass member who have came in, and remember, our programs has been doing this every 2 months for the last 6 to 8 months. So which means not only you get to attend one time, but you can repeat and repeat as long as you maintain your subscription. So that is how we want to train you, because to be frank with you, one class is not enough, right? So for those of you who have come for third time and fourth time and fifth time, no extra cost to you, because you're just paying one fee at the front. And that's always been my intention to train you. To me, results is important. Just like what they're doing in the farm, they're reproducing the same clone of the trader, meaning using same process. But problem is, many people tend to persuade and go on and do their own thing, and when you come back to the real basics, they really have a lot of issues. And I've seen how people can really do it. And that's what we're starting this episode with, the farm. What is really the farm? The farm is that we want to grow our turtle trader, the TradeVSA way, the way how Richard Dennis did so. So right now we are selecting the process of our candidate from our masterclass. Many of you already say, hey, I want to join, right? Unfortunately, we have to be fair, as I said before. This registration is only for our masterclass member in here. And that's a QR code because many of our members are busy, may not be able to follow us. So this is a QR code. We have many candidates so far. 3 of them or 4 of them already submitted yesterday as we began this. So we only select masterclass because a lot of the system that we'll be trading are fairly very challenging. So they have to go through this process in here. So that's a QR code. Now, if you are a masterclass member, do taking the QR code and submit. There's a couple of questions we're going to be asking you, and you can follow me the daily updates on our live Telegram in here, how we're going to go into selecting this candidate and what are the things there. Now, very interesting, some of the candidates in here are not just managing very small amount. There were about few of them are actually managing their own family funds. They're managing the friend fund, which is about 6-digit figure. That's right, 6-digit figure. And some of them have very good track record too in there. Yes, they do have losses in here, and they are graduate of our masterclass. But having said that, that is only good to know. But more importantly, we want to do in our live show to document that process of how they trade every day, so you can follow them as they complete the journey as a turtle trader. And that's what always been in here. So if you're a candidate, please submit into this form in here. You take note, you have to be a masterclass member first, else no use, because whatever I tell you also you don't understand, right? I know a lot of people want to do things this one, but again, we have our reasons for that one, and I do hope the public here do understand the limitation that we are working in, as after all, they'll be trading real money, and guess what? We'll be trading my money. That's right, they'll be trading my real money, my real account, which I've been showing you to you for the past January to November, our fixed portfolio, Pentagon guided trading portfolio, and that's the one we'll be trading. But this time we're going to be trading even more simpler process in here. So you look at it, the challenges for the TradeVSA Turtle Trader is what I just talked about, is to trade a small size real account for the KLSE market. And once they show really progress, we'll move on to the US market and even cryptocurrency, because I do see there's a lot of potential for these people once they follow a system in there and following the footsteps of what Richard Dennis has set up in. Again, following what we have done before, and again, showing you in from January to November using real money, real people, real trading. We've been making, I think, about 12 to 13% a month. All right, so the prerequisite, as I said before, is to complete the basic 3-day trainings. Actually, it's about 5-day masterclass training, and for those of you who are really interested in a masterclass, we are doing next one in December. So for those of you who came in August or in October, they get to repeat this every 2 or 3 months. So there's always a process where I retrain and train them again. So that is the basic training in our masterclass. Then they will go through the orientation of the KLSE market. Of course, many of these are trading already a 6-digit account, either their family fund or their own fund or semi-retired. I mean, they are well versed with the KLSE trade. Remember, these are candidates trading my money. So they may be very successful, but this could be the first time they're managing someone else's money, which is again my money. Okay, so the usage, they will be using the TradeVSA 360. That's the new software that we have seen before, and we took many years to really develop this with the team and with the group in here, and finally ready to debut and for our members, the masterclass member, to use it. And this is why we talk about the power of following up a plan, and everything is well documented in here. So what they're going to do, they'll be back testing and paper trading for 1 week after the candidate being selected. Again, I'll promise you, you are able to follow them. Now, this is very important for those of you who are listening in here. I also want you to give me the period of the trading period and how long you want to see them trading, right? And really follow them in our Facebook in here. Do let me know, pencil those in here, because we want to make sure that many of you are starting to follow this trader, because they will be trading their my money using their VSA 360 in here. So do pencil in how long do you want to see this show. Do you want to see for the next 3 months? At least we'll be doing this, at least I have planned for at least 1 month or 1 to 2.5 months, so to be sufficient, so you can see their amount, the amount that they're starting with can grow every day or every week. You can follow them. So you can see that they are actually trading and making money too. Now, do take note, the KLSE market right now, it's actually bearish. Now, this is to prove to you, if you have the right system in here, you can still make money, but money may not be big. But that's why it's always important to have a system and able to trade. So let me know how long you want to trade this for this period in here, and that's how we're going to do it. Let me know whether you want to see it for 2 months and 3 months and so forth. Right? I'd like to hear it. Of course, you can also feedback to our WhatsApp there, 0102669761. All right. So going forward, all right, what we want to do is basically like this. The whole idea is very, very simple. All right. Now, what we want to do is go through a period of candidate selection. Okay. We have people. Okay. Let me just bring this up again. Yep. We have period of candidate selection. Okay. So we have these people coming in, and they all have to go through some sort of a master class. Okay. We call it MC members. Okay, because then they have the preset requirement in here. So many of them will submit their just like the form earlier on I've shared you, right? You submit the form, fill up what are your aspirations, what do you hope to learn. Then what they do, they'll actually go through this thing called the farm. Okay, sorry, my drawing not so good. So this is the farm, right? All right. So in this farm, what they do is basically, right? They will go through all the, okay, so they will go through this, right? And what we do is that we'll give them just like the original turtles. Okay, the original turtle trading, they also go through a farm, they go through a basic training in here, right? But they know what. So what they do is that eventually we will select one or more, depending of if they do well, I continue to add more money for them, so they're able to trade some more, right? They add more money and able to trade it. And of course, you want to see whether they are making money, then only we add more money. Of course, we can also go to other markets, and many of you already been following me will know Pentagon Guider, we are trading cryptocurrency, we can trade the US market, we can also trade the KLSE market. We are just not restricted to it. Right now, we have a nice space, and the tools that we developed by TradeVSA is very, very sufficient. So in here, this farm they will go through, and then eventually you have one person will be selected, and that person we want to select. So let's say he becomes some sort of a king, right? We have a king in here, and they will be using only one set of tool, which is the VSA 360. Okay, using the VSA 360 in here, and they will be equipped with skills and coaching for myself, and also my Anton Krill. Those of you know that term, Anton Krill will be my coach Arif. All right, skill and knowledge in here. So hopefully we are able to show you live and follow this to able to have very important. What is that? Money, correct. To able to trade with real money and real wealth. All right. So that's what make it so. Which is a reality live show that we're doing in Facebook. Something I wanted to do a long time to document this whole process of what we call the farm, the original trader, turtle trader. Sorry, original turtle trader. Right. So we have this person in here, and that's what we are trying to do in here. All right. So for those of you who want to be picked, you have to go through the selection. The committee selection, who will be selected, will also be assisted from our VSA coaches, and many of you would know our coaches. Those of you who came for a masterclass, we have Coach Arif, Coach Fu, Coach Marina, Coach Swilo, right? And we have a few advisors in here. So it's going to be very fair, because what we want to do, just like the original turtle trader, to have many traders. That was the whole point. But due to the what we call a live experiment, trading with real money, right? We want to see this candidate that you see here with the little nice crown here, able to make money with the skill and the knowledge using the VSA 360 in here. Once they start making money, we will parlay more and more. That's always been the case, what we wanted to do here. Okay, so so this, I hope you like this, and if this really give me a thumbs up. What we are doing here is a live experiment. Okay, now let's go on to the next slide. Okay, so what we're going to do now is really using the VSA 360 dashboard. Now what makes it so special is because we are able to do all we have said in here. Now the instrument that this turtle will be trading will be the KLSE stock trade idea. Okay, and this is something that they will start with. Of course, they'll be using the premium alert. So this is where I ensure they stick to the original rules, what they did in the original Turtle trading rules. So to stick to those rules, again, they get 1 week basic training and orientation in here. Then what they do, they'll go through the premium menu and just trading the intraday alert. Again, we want to hear some suggestion from the members and the audience here who is watching. What other instrument do you want to see them to trade? Okay, and then we will turn to it. We have a system to back it up, make sure it's profitable. Then they start trading. After all, they are trading my money. I want to make sure they make money lah. Right. Okay, so this is where we can follow. Now, audience here can definitely suggest any other instrument or other market they can trade using the Pentagon guidance. Again, we're sticking back to the Pentagon guidance because we believe that our system is strong enough, good enough, can make money, as many of you would have used it for our masterclass member. And if you're not used it, give it a try. You have used Smart Robie in there, right? Again, what we're trying to do is that there will be times some of you may not make money, but follow a trading plan, follow a rule, you will have greater chance of success. So if you have any other suggestion in here, do please send it to the support@tradevsa.com or WhatsApp 010-266-9761 in here. Right now, I just want to share with you one of the intraday trade that I was telling the members in here. This is a timestamp on our TradeVSA timestamp in the premium. Later I will show you in here. So you can see Wrestling Tech came out on 10/22. You can see here 10/22. So all our the intraday trader for our Canadian trader, all they have to do is look at what's happening in there. So once they have in here, they can click on Wrestling, right? And you can see at that time Wrestling TC was at 83 cents. Last close for 83 cents at 247, and INSAS at 115. And again, this was a timestamp at 10:20. So all you gotta do is just log on every day. Just look at this intraday. Like when they comes, they inspect, they do the trade. That's it. All right. You can see this was, and then what are those patterns? I will talk about the pattern in our next episode. So we'll be doing a pullback trade. Of course, if you're a masterclass member, these are just very, very normal thing. You will know what they are, right? So we're doing the pullback trade. At that time was 3.6% in here at 10:22 a.m. And then later, once you've done the trade, you just wait. End of the day, you will just exit here. Now, this is the same timestamp at 16:55 at 11 of November. Again, this intraday stock notification will run on the VSA 360 in here, so they can pick it up. So you can see in here, Wrestling Tech made a 13% from yesterday. Now, if you have gone in, I think that's about 15% in here. So point is, you go in the morning, if you can, around after 10:22, and then exit just before 5 o'clock. All right. So in here you could see our Wrestling TC made about 13% and INSAS made a 7% in here, and it was a pullback trade. Okay, a pullback trade, which means the VSA 360 will do the heavy lifting for you. Now, in the past, many of you know you have to sit in front of the screen, look at the ticker jumping here, jumping there, look at the volumes, right? Isn't it? I know, I was a trader, I was an investor. That's how it is. But today, with the technology that we developed on our back end in here, we hope to able to deliver this to our masterclass member. And for those of you who did sign up for our 11/11 promotion, congratulations in here. You have this to use for the next 1 month. And of course, do come to our masterclass member. If you don't, continue to follow our show and see how well they fare too. Now, if you look at this, so you can see INSAS close at the 7% in here. Of course, you can also go and look at the charts in here. We have the TradeVSA chart in here, or the Smart Robie chart. You can pick it up in here. So this is how is it. You go in, you make. So the whole point is try to make 3 or 4% every day. Right now, can you imagine how much is the bank paying you 1 year? Did he pay you 4% a year? No, isn't it? Right now, this one there's every day also got alert one you have to check it in. So that's why we do the 1 week back testing lah. So one day the goal here is try to make 4%. So if every day, let's say 1 week you got 3 times 4%, but you lose 1 trade, maybe you lose about 5%. You made 2 trade 4%, and this is how you compound the money. Again, this is something I will talk about on November 15 and 16 for our wealth building seminar. For those of you who have registered and come for it, these are some of the ideas I want to share with you and explore with you in here. All right. So once you have that, then you'll be pretty much you have a roadmap, right? A system, and more importantly, completing your journey. Have you started your journey? That I will ask you again. All right. So if you look at it, then what happened also in the same thing, I tell members to really reinforce back some of this trade in here is to continue to follow the premium alert, intraday alert. So in here, INO also came out because I know that we know CPO prices are going 5,000, right? So what you want to do is also align yourself with the strongest sector, right? The strongest sector, the strongest stock. Now, a lot of the palm oil stocks are Hungarian. The second tier has not. So you can see from here, when you use the browser, because our TradeVSA 360 is a browser based that you log in, so you just use a Control F and you look for the shares, how and what time it appeared. So you can, from here onwards, you can see it actually appeared many times, right? This is the earlier one. It's actually sorted in descending order, which means the latest will always come, and the premium alert refresh itself every 10 minutes in here. It's not real time. To be frank with you, it is delayed 50 minutes, but it is good enough. And once we have built enough the infrastructure in here, we will go real time, and hopefully we can do that very soon. But right now we use the trading view, which is a real time basis, and we can go in, or you can just log on either to your RHB account. In my case, for this site, you'll be trading the UOB Keihyang account, as Coach Arif is one of the UOB market representative for that one. So I will be opening my account with Coach Arif, and then we'll put in some money in there. All right, we'll start off with 20,000, and then we'll see how we trade from them. Then you're able to see. So you can see from here there are many markings on the left hand side here. Right, so this marking is how often INO came out, right, as an alert in here. So if you have a VSA 360 or subscribe during the 11/11 buy one get one free, definitely this is something you want to look at every day. It runs on the handphone very well. Just keep it on and continue to watch it. And many of our members just don't know how it works. I said, it doesn't matter, just watch it. Do paper trading. See the opportunity. Whether you want to do, I leave it to you lah. Right? But the problem, a lot of people are not willing to invest time and money to opportunity, but they listen to tips. And again, I tell people, and I tell my students, try not to listen to tips. Most people out there do not act in your favor, right? Do not act in your favor. Right, so let's go do a very quick demo of our TradeVSA. Okay, let me just bring up the. So in here, many of you would have seen this. So let's take a look at what we have. So this morning, I was telling the member was OCA. OCA came out at the. So what you do once you log in, right? You go down to the premium alert. Okay, and this is the premium alert here. You can see premium alert, COC screener. These are two very powerful things here. Of course, some of you will ask what is COC. We will take care of those in the masterclass, what they are, how well they perform, what is the winning rate, what are the things you do. We do those basic training. But in here, this is the dashboard that you'll be trading off. We have only OCA. We are spotted. I think many of you are also updated you on our on the Telegram, Facebook channel in here. So follow that in here. So what we have, and then once you get to my news is also breaking out 1.65. Then we have OCA. Last updated was 1044. So we can click on here. You can see the setup of the OCA in here. You can see. Okay, let's bring this up a bit. All right, you can see it has NS, right? No green pentagon here. Of course, some of you will be wondering, well, do I trade green pentagon? Right, for beginner, we tell them to trade pentagon. But once you attended our masterclass and know more of those setup, you know they don't trade those pentagon. You trade more advanced setup. So you can see from here. We have an NS in here, and that was a setup. So once you are trained on the basic setup, once you see this, it pops up. And let me just go back in here, right? And I remember on the Telegram, I put in the timestamp early on. You just check in the Telegram in here. There was a 91.5 cents. And of course, if you go over to where we are on OCA, right? Okay, it's still holding up at 91.5 cents. All right, who knows, right? And what we do is that we try to go for 4% either end of the day. If not, if the market were to gap up tomorrow morning, we get out. All right, so those are something I leave to the turtle trader once it's been selected. So at least they know how to look for those trades using the premium alert in here, right? There are more things in here, but I'll do that on a separate time. Of course, these are the usual one in here. We will have a member session in here, but I just want to keep it between 45 minutes for our the turtle trader. show that we're doing here, completing the journey in here, but this is more of the orientation that we want to do for our premium alert and in here. Okay, so that is one of a very quick one, premium alert. Now also we want to highlight why we are very confident of our approach, which many of you have seen it time and time and again. So if you look at here, so far we are about 12.8% my last update, and this is why using the fixed portfolio that we are doing last year on 2020 we achieved about 106% in here. So for January and to November we have made about 12.8%. You have seen this many times before, I think I've showed you before, but what we want to do is to have a real-time, real updates of all the trades in here in investing notes, so you can really follow this, all right, the amount of money that we have. So what we have done is that we have updated, and also eventually the candidate, our turtle trader, will also be updating his or her portfolio in the investing note, courtesy of investing note, because we want to make sure that you all can follow it and also learn in the whole process. Okay, so let me just give you the portfolio, that the one that I'm sharing with you right now here, and I'm just going to bring it up. Okay, so you can see from here, right, and here, so I'll give it to you too, so you're able to follow it too. All right, now for start, I was wondering how come I put the benchmark in here. Then first thing I noticed, wow, KLCI outperformed Pentagon Guider. Cannot be what, KLCI is down minus 5%. And how do I know that? Very easy. I just go over to our dashboard, okay, and I go down right at the bottom here. You can see, right, our seasonality month return. So let me just open it up here. Okay, we just wait for it to load. And yeah, we can see, right, our KLCI for this monthly return is minus 6% in here. So all in all, I tell our stock market, long term in our KLC market is damaging to your health lah. It's minus 5.2% return for the last 6 years. That's why a lot of the our local people, they don't want to talk lah. But at least you know lah. There's other markets you can use, right? So this is why we want to trade with facts, and many of our masterclass members already know. So in here, then you look back to here. So you have the link on the right hand side, right? You take a look at it, right? You can. So first thing, I wrote a letter, email. I said, hey, Mr. Investing Note, which is a Singapore-based company. They are a social media very similar to i3. So we want to document in here. As you can see, it's a 7.92% return versus our portfolio, and also not correct. In January and February, we do make money, but we didn't go up to 30%. So this was the highlight. And now once you go in, you can see our current existing position that we have, right? PESTAG today is down. Okay, 1.6%. We are about 19.6% in here, which you have seen it before. Rather than me updating every day from my account, all right, this is with RHP account, right? We're going to open another one, UOB account for the Turtle Trader to trade. All right, so this is the one that is traded using the fixed portfolio in here. Of course, you can even go down all the trades that we have done. You can find out, right? And now you look on top of the right hand side, basically I'm just saying that, so this is not 14.1%. Let me just highlight, okay? That's why I wrote a letter. How can your benchmark KLCI is 7.9%? Tak betul kan? So what I've said that, look, this is a real money trading account of 31,000. Started in 1st of January, model after the TradeVSA Pentagon Guider, and available in our website. So we started with our transaction document, last opened on August 2021 with PESTAG. I think many of you know about PESTAG in here. Right now we are at cash on hand is about 26,155 in here. So that's why I say no logic, right? If our profit is 4,000 divided by 26 lah, so but it's 4,100 profit divided by 31,000, which does give you around 12.5%. So if you take that 4.1, okay, divided by 31, yeah, it's a 13.2%. You can see that, right? So, but I calculated based on the cash amount in here, we have 8,800. We can shoot one more sale. And of course, all these rules, those of you who came and aware of it, we've been sharing it with you, those trading rules over there in here, and it's been running in here. So the three open position that we have in here is Inari, PESTAG, and TN Logistic. Okay, of course, you can always look at the trading view chart when we enter and when we exited in here. All right, so that's what it is. So of course, for all our closed position, okay, our closed position is here. Our closed position, you can see our DNEX, we have a loss. We don't win all the time, but notice the biggest loss that we have was DNEX. Okay, we have a small win, we have a 30% profit. We take profit. So we traded 4,000 shares, so with 7,000 ringgit, then we made about 2,000 plus. So all this will contribute to the winner. And right now we have 3 open position. Running it, we are positioned to take 30% for Pestec. You can see Pestec is doing in here. We have in the money 1,600, 1,322. So we run our profit fixed rules. We don't have to worry so much in here. Okay, so this is how we're going to be documenting our process in here. And trade number 4, I said hit stop loss. I have those comment in here, cash balance. So follow them and check it out so you are aware of how our trade evolves and how we place that in here. We want to make it as engaging, as good as learning as many of you can. Okay, so that's always been we are quite transparent and open for the in here. Okay, so that is our the update in here, courtesy of and don't forget our selected turtle trader will also be updating the investing portfolio in here, but usually we tell them it's going to be a bit later because after the trade is complete, you're going to put in the buying and selling price in here, then you can follow it. Okay, so real-time trading in here. Promotion that we are doing 11/11 is already ended right in here. So buy one get one free in here. For those of you who sign up, congratulations, you saw value, you saw education, and you got it. And for those of you who don't have, then you wait for one more year or if you think that this is right for you, sign up for our 3 months or sign up for our masterclass, because we're going to have a rally which I've talked about using the 360 in here. Okay, so that is what we have for you for today, sort of like giving a briefing. And for those of you who's going to be the candidate submitting your candidacy, at least this video will serve as a pre-briefing of the expectation that I will have for you when you're trading with the real money in here. So do join us for our next episode, right? Next Friday will be titled The Method. That's right, will be titled The Method in here. And also follow us for a daily update on our Turtle Trader completing the journey. So some of the things that I deal with them and the candidate that pops up, I will update everybody and any other trades in here. It will be an audio update, and I'll also be placing in the Telegram channel. So make sure you follow me, and also do share if you want your children, your friend or whatever to learn on this basis in here. And of course, this video, right, will serve as one of our first episode for our farm, will be uploaded to the YouTube channel in here, so you can follow some of the thoughts that we have, episode 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, again, I was looking for how long do you want to see this show to be about, but I didn't get anybody. Most of you say want to be a member. Just let me know how long you want this show to go on. How far do you want to watch this? Do you want to watch 5 episodes, 6 episodes, 7 episodes? Because I have to plan ahead and provide the content and the education, so you will also learn too. So this is really a live show where you will determine the outcome of how the candidate is and how we want to present to you in here, and all this will be archived in our YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to it. So do let us know how you want the period of this completing the journey Turtle Trader to be one. 2 years, too long 2 years. 2 years they can be a trader, but this whole live trading is have to be very short. I would think no more than 3 to 4 months. 6 episode, good, thank you. 6 episode, that's what I planned for. 1 month, because 1 month is only about 3 or 4 episode that's right, because it's only once a week. Let us know, and if you are already in our Telegram chat room, our members, just pencil in. If you are the public, just feel free to suggest in the number below 010, because we want to create the show purely for your education and learning, and also learn in the whole process of using this. All right, okay, and Okay, so don't forget this coming Monday, for those of you who have signed up, and for that November 15 and 16, a lot of the ideas, what we talk about, how we build our trader, how we look at cryptocurrency, how the Pentagon Guide work, and we will really look at the profile of all of you of coming. Of course, those of you who are coming for a wealth building roadmap, I will give you a roadmap that I have for personally for myself to make that first million to that you have, and I think it's possible with the 2022 outcome. And do take note, you may be very depressed and downturning of the KLCI, but a lot of the other markets, the US market, the cryptocurrency, which we talk about for November 15 and 16. So that will keep me busy over the weekend preparing for our November 15 and 16. So I'll see you in our Zoom session on Monday night in here. But of course, breakfast show will be on the usual breakfast club, breakfast show in the morning in here. So that's all we have. And again, our first intake to begin your journey is our December Masterclass 2021. Of course, those of our Masterclass member who have attended in here, continue to come for the December as we update our courses, update with the relevant topic, with the right analytic tools in here. And for those of you who have joined us, we thank you for your support in here. But the least we could do for our coaches, from Coach Arif, Coach Fu, Marina, Zach, we are here to service you and to ensure now you can complete your journey as how we have done so for the Turtle Trader, so you can actually witness and engage inside. So our December intake is on for the we'll be doing now our Masterclass members and those of you who sign up, it will be on December 3, 4, 5 and 8, okay, which is about 2 or 3 more weeks from now, which is good. I prep you up in this case, be back for the US rally that we are seeing in here, looking at all the stocks, looking at all the screeners in here, get you up. So don't delay now. If you want to sign up for our December intake. All right. So I think we've done that one. We did it in here. So that's all we have for today. And thank you for coming. So we hope to see you in episode 2. And do give me your feedback, how you want to do this live FB in here. We completed our first part, and we really thank you for your time for today. At least you're able to see the Turtle Trader beginning their journey. Bye-bye.